We move now to the WNBA. The defending champion Las Vegas Aces open the 2026 season May 9th against the Phoenix Mercury. It's a rematch of last year's WNBA Finals when the Aces swept the Mercury in 4 games. Since then, Aces guard Chelsea Gray has been making her own headlines. She won the one-on-one championship in the off-season league Unrivaled, and she wrote an open letter in the Players' Tribune to her 2-year-old son, saying in part, quote, "I know one day when you're older, you'll have questions about me and your mom, about your life and your family, and I want to tell you everything." A 4-time WNBA champion and 2-time Olympic gold medalist, Aces guard Chelsea Gray, thank you for joining Nevada
Thank you for having me.
Was this a difficult decision to write this letter? What went into it?
It wasn't difficult. I had help with my wife. It was authentic to us and our story. It was probably more, like right now, obviously, it's a lot more for me than for him. But one day, if he has questions or like his journey and how cool this kid was when he was 2 years old, I wanted him to have something to be able to kind of reflect on.
How cool is he?
He's the coolest little 2-year-old, man. He has like such an electric energy. He's particular, he's funny, he's outgoing, he loves trucks, cars, all the kids stuff. He's just free and he's around all these cool people all the time, and he ends up being one of the coolest in the room. So
and he's cooking with you.
Yeah, he loves to cook. He every morning we go downstairs and he does the eggs. He cracks the egg for me, and then I break it open and I put it in there. He loves to do like little things, stirring. Like he loves to help. He has his own little play kitchen that my wife put together for him. So it's like our quality time in the kitchen for sure.
His name is Lennox,
yeah.
And some people might say that this was brave of you to write a letter like this. What do you think about that?
I don't necessarily feel that it was like an item of bravery. It's me. It's me on a paper. It's me in a letter. It's our family in a letter. It's him. And I've always been the person that kind of spoke my truth and just is me with my family all the time. You see my parents all the time. You see my wife and son. And so it's authentically me, no matter what.
And so you were feeling this. You wanted to write it down so he could read it later, as you said, something for you to read when you're just about ready to spread your wings. But for all the other people who are out there reading this, what do you want them to gain from it?
Part of this letter, and what people can probably gain from it, if anything, is that 2 things. Yeah, it can be true. You can have this professional life, but you can also have this home life at home and be super present with your son and be intentional. It takes some intentionality to be able to do this because we're so busy, we're traveling. He understands that mommy goes to work, mommy goes to basketball, mommy always comes back. And my wife does a great job of being able to hold down our home while I'm away, and she's awesome. And so it's like when I come home, we don't skip a beat. And so kind of get it used to it. You have to stay on it and be intentional about it. But 2 things can be true. You can like be at the highest stages, like go for all the awards, all the accolades, but also be at home and be a rock star mom as well.
And you've proven that because in your time raising Lennox, you won your 4th WNBA championship, and then you just won the one-on-one championship in Unrivaled. What was Lennox's reaction to that win?
So the WNBA championship, he was just happy kind of to be on the court, and in the midst of all the chaos, he just loves running around. And he saw the confetti and he's like, "Oh yeah, mommy won basketball." But I think it was the trophy that really took him, and he was just he was hitting the trophy, had a reflection, he was looking at himself, so that was cool. And then when I won in one-on-one, there's a video clip of him just running to me. It's the most mom moment ever. I'm just that is the clip that I'm gonna save for the rest of my life. And he came out. My wife actually was he was about to go down, to go to sleep. And I was like, "Hold on, let's change. Mommy's about to win. Let's put you back out there." And so
diaper change?
Yeah, he was in his sleep clothes. We put him right back into his outfit, and he just came running out. I was like, "Oh man!" Those are the moments you kind of live for.
Totally. In the letter, you also write, quote, "One thing I hope, Lennox, is that the world you grow up in is more open-minded than the one I grew up in. And one day when you read this, you're surprised surprised to learn that it wasn't always easy to be yourself for people like me and Mama. It was a hush-hush type of thing. And that had me wondering, how easy is it now for you and your wife to be yourself?
Yeah, there's still things in the back of our mind where this world and where this society sometimes can be. But there's just, he's so pure and so like happy and joyous. It's just like, we just dive headfirst into that aspect of it. There might be questions later down the line when he has like, okay, what was it like for me growing up when I'm 2 and I have 2 moms? And so we do a really good job of making sure he's just surrounded by love, that it doesn't skip it, but he doesn't know any different. He doesn't know that there is a difference. He just has 2 parents that really, really love him. He has a family that he can lean on anytime.
And you wrote about your draft night, and you said that you couldn't have your wife there because there was just so much to lose by sharing your truth back then. That was back in 2014. What would have happened had your wife been there, do you think?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I look back on it and I wish she could have enjoyed that experience. We have so many more that sometimes that one just like we forget that you weren't there. Like I called her in the back, like everything. I don't know, the pictures probably would have been different. She was still as happy for me as she would be if she were in person. It's more celebrated now than it was before. And it's not that quite like long ago. We're talking about 12 years ago, but now I'm happy to see that everybody's open and honest with whoever they choose to bring.
I wondered if you wrote that letter because you thought that Lennox might ask you about that later, like seeing pictures, or if you wanted to get it off your chest, maybe?
No, I just wanted to know like how far me and his mom has come, and where our relationship now, and we brought you into this world to enjoy this love and to enjoy the joy of living and enjoy happiness and travel and experiences. As young as 2 years old, and he's going to keep growing and understanding the life, and it's been cool to kind of see life through his eyes.
Yeah. Talking about changes within the league over the last 12 years, you mentioned in the letter about how normal it is to have him in the locker room. And how that wouldn't have been the norm 12 years ago. What do you think led to that change?
I think everybody is kind of like welcoming, and now that there's so much like media and there's eyes and everything, you're allowed to kind of express yourself in different ways. So him coming in the locker room is create this like family environment, right? All locker rooms aren't the same. I can only speak from my experience. And in Vegas, it's a family environment. You know, we've had Becky's kids around and in practices, and then Lennox comes around now, and Cheyenne's kids come around, and it cultivates this like family and this bond and this chemistry and a trust that if you trust somebody and for them to like go watch your kid, like there's this trust there that, you know, that's underlying. And so him coming in the locker room is joy. He came in the locker room after our preseason game, and so it was pretty cool. Just he's surrounded by such great women all the time, and so hopefully that just bleeds off and it gives him some good stuff.
Totally. Head coach Becky Hammond, you wrote about her in this letter as well. Did she read the letter?
She did. She was like, oh my gosh, I was in tears.
I bet.
Yeah.
Because you don't really get to say those kind of things to your coach, really, right?
Yeah. Sometimes I think it's been really cool. Becky in the culture that she's cultivated since she's been here is very, very open. You can come to her about almost anything. And so I've come to her about being a parent, being a working mom, all the things. And so it's been nice to have that.
Yeah. Being a working mom, I think a lot of moms out there can relate how tough it can be. What is an aspect of it, though, when you add that extra layer of being a professional athlete that people might not think about?
Yeah, it's tough to be away. You have to compartmentalize like no other. I think athletes naturally do it, but being a parent, being a mom, being a super present, if you want to be that, you know, people parent differently, and that's whatever somebody wants. But compartmentalizing is something that I've learned, and
what does that look like for you?
It doesn't matter if I win by 20, lose by 20. When I come home, all he wants to do is play with trucks, and it's actually like it's kind of cool because I get a chance to kind of get away from it. And you know, you sometimes when you were younger and you're in high school, you're in grade school and you would look at a problem and you're just like, okay, how do I solve this problem? How do I solve this problem? And you step away, you come back to it, and it's like, oh, the answer's right there in front of me. I was able to see it. And that's what my son has been. It's like you step away from basketball, you come back to it with fresh eyes, because all you're doing back at home is playing with trucks and running around in the grass, and life is so short. So it makes me appreciate it a little bit more.
The moments. And then there may be some people out there who say, you're a professional athlete, you can just hire a nanny, which maybe in past years might not have been true because of pay, but things have changed. I mean, what do you think about the pay changes, first off?
First off, I love the pay changes. It's great.
Congratulations on your new deal.
Thank you. The pay changes are great. I think now basketball is allowing for women's athletes to solely have that as their job. Before, we would have to create different jobs, go overseas, combine all this money to be able to survive, honestly. And as far as nannies, I have one, we have one, and it's great. You bring somebody into your home and into your space, and you just have to find the right fit, honestly. And it's been cool to kind of see different relationships, because you know, who you surround yourself with is who is going to be impacting your child. And we're very, very selective in who we let in.
Lennox is set to be a very special person based on all the people he has around him.
Thank you.
Chelsea Gray, thank you so much for joining Nevada Week.
Thank you so much.